Salutations. My name is Michael J. Turner. I am the Southwest Shaman. You are shining with the Arizona sun. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here, which is wherever you're at. What does it take for you to get going in the morning? Is that a time when, if you're like me, perhaps you're most vulnerable to be swayed by the pendulum as it swings? I've often avoided facing myself in the morning. At least I'm a high vibe individual, as in I'm high energy, I'm in a good mood, I'm positive. The battle for me has always been potentially my strength, as an Aries, headstrong. My anger switch is like right there, as in I could just go there at the drop of a dime. Some people, it takes the building up, I guess, but it's always a mental decision for me. Like if I decide, we about to take it there, okay, boom. You know what I'm saying? Because, so that's a strength, depending on how I utilize it, right? But if it rules me, that's where the problem lies. If it rules me, it's all energy, it's all part of the same pole. That's the thing. This is the big moment, dawning moment, the dawn. Here we are, dawn of the day. Is that whatever I experience, it's all part of the same thing. It's only my perception that makes it what it is. So if I'm thinking, this person did this and that because they were being inconsiderate and they're not thinking of this and that. No. And then it turns out it wasn't like that, but I was all pissed off. Who's the ass? Who's the ass there? So for me, my morning routine is sacred, is special, and it's preserved me throughout this process of transformation. Because my morning routine previously included, smoking this amount of that, this amount of this. I'm talking, fentanyl and meth and smoking bud on top of that. You get the nicotine popping with zero sleep and zero nutrition. So I was literally chemically motivated, chemically energized, it was all artificial. But here's the thing, is throughout that whole time, my resilience is incredible because of the way I can bounce back, the way I would keep going, the way I could stay in this type of mind state despite the spiritual warfare that I opened myself up to internally. Because going through using different substances, right? Different states of consciousness, or even me just writing rhymes. I open myself up for something to step inside me to guide me. Now here it is. If you can attest to this, put it in the comments, like and subscribe, do the whole thing. Have you been aware of or considered the fact that when you got into an altered state of mind, whether it was alcohol, whatever, the way it's like a wave that just sends you on a whole thing of action and reaction. But as in as soon as I started drinking, as soon as I get to that point, I don't have to try to do stuff. Stuff just happens. So it's when I write rhymes, I don't have to think about it. It just pours out. When I make a painting, same thing. I don't think about it. It just pours out. So me being a vessel in that aspect for 2 decades, for the spirits that come along with using various substances, and then being able to still hold tight to who the hell I am. Because I tell you, for one thou wow, I almost got lost and couldn't make it back. But to anybody out there going through that journey, on that path, realize that it's a path, it's a journey. Be glad about it. and realize that you can come back if you want to. I know it seems enticing, but check it out. This is what I do. I go to the devil's playground uninvited. How about you? Nobody's asking me. Nobody ever really was. But I go to the devil's playground uninvited. So therefore, now, and it just dawned on me, my evening routine is sacred as well. But it was already clear to me, my morning routine is so sacred because how I get up and build up my energy for the day is crucial. And the mood and the mode and the routines that I have in place, they're crucial because it just sets me and carries me throughout the whole day, right? So, as, and when I was using narcotics to make it through, of course, that was the routine, and that was also what carried me through the whole day, and I maintained that through the whole day. But now I've been able to parlay my habits, routines, and things into other things. So, like, at the essence, when trying to transform, make a change, or just get rid of a habit, bottom line is it's going to be replaced by something else. So just figure out what that is. Find the closest thing you can compare it to, figure out what that is. For me, my energy, motion, yoga, qigong practice is crucial for building, making me feel good. And water, I drink coffee. But you know what? I wait at least an hour before I drink a cup. Smoking cannabis, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a transition period. And then when I go to jail here, if I even have to, hopefully I don't have to, but I'm going to use that period of time to totally reset off of everything. So my morning routine and my evening routine will not be dependent upon these outside things to allow me to enter a sleep mode and exit a sleep mode, because I think that's kind of what it is. It's like on the way in, like walls get dropped or whatever, things get dropped, and you go into, things start thinning, the veil starts thinning, and step outside of myself, because I know I go somewhere else in my sleep, 100%. And then when I wake up, it's like I'm still trying to get back in here. And last night, I literally, I'm 39, I can't eat certain things. I basically just can't eat after, like 8 o'clock. 7 would be better. and on top of that, definitely don't wake up in the middle of the night and eat some wild shit, drink a soda or none of that stuff, because in the morning, I'm waking up full of acid. But see, my life has groomed me to be able to deal with these things that I've had to find different ways. So I'm learning to hack my body. I'm learning to create these feelings from within. So whether it be stimulants, opiates, whatever, the only reason these things work, the only reason these things actually have an effect, alcohol, all these things, is because of the way the body's set up. You know what I'm saying? If you eat grass, you don't get high. Like little lawn. If you were to swallow a rock, would you get high? No. But here's the thing, it's like everything works in a certain way, but it's designed for us to have these experiences and experience joyous expansion perpetually as long as we're here. The big thing, it's a big cluster F that progress had to be made, business had to be conducted, money had to be made, right? So what happened was things progressed in the way they did, right? And it don't mean that the world that necessarily has to go to hell in a handbasket, yo. Come on. My perspective is more of like, yo, we're actually headed to a good place. But, destroy and rebuild, right? Destroy and rebuild. Like, so everything that we had to do to make this shit work now, this actually shortening our lifespan and taking from us consciously, like spiritually, physically, emotionally, all those things that we do, that we thought we were doing for the positive, for the gain, to make things work, and it ends up like the more preservatives you consume, the shorter your lifespan. Like, as in the shorter amount of time your food lasts, like the faster it spoils, equals the more fresh it is, right? So the longer the more it's giving you. The longer the food lasts, the longer the food is able to be preserved for, the shorter your lifespan, the more it's taken from your life, the less it's given you. But it was done in the name of progress, right? Well, as an individual who has been perpetually focused on outside things, like to gauge his progress, or like, yo, where's everybody at, because I'm more concerned about them than myself in my own life. What can I do to forward my own progress? How can I continue to pursue progress? Well, I'm up with the Arizona sun. I get up with the cycles of now. It's like I'm up with the sun, before the sun, but I'm up taking my day slow, giving myself that. And I know, basically focusing on the idea that whatever experience I want, I can create, and focusing on the fact that whatever feeling I desire, I can also create. Straight up based on the fact that these external things can do it. So based on the fact that these external forces can make me feel however they make me feel, that lets me know I can create that feeling within myself simply by recalling it. That's the new way of me continuing this forward progress, as in this is what's going to allow me to detach, let go, and no longer be dependent on those things. But I had to experience them, right? So I've experienced a lot of like tough situations where it's like, yo, I had to have the fortitude to endure. And what's funny is those things are the things people find interesting, right? Of course, you want to know my experience so I can qualify as somebody who knows what they're talking about. But I don't have to live in those moments. And that's what happens, right? Because it becomes like a badge of honor. But yo, I'm not proud that I went to prison. I'm not proud that I spent like nearly 20 years as a dope fiend. But I am in love with myself at this point. I mean, I didn't care about myself at all, literally, like this last year. So this is what it takes. This is what it's going to take for me. And I can't save you. I'm just here to share with you how I'm saving myself. So coming from AZ with love, this is StereoFix 888. Like and subscribe if you're a returning viewer. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being you. Love yourself, love each other, and just fall in love with the path, fall in love with the journey. All right? Until next time, I'm about to get this workout cracking.